bro. You needed another charger, right?
Well, we're doing this for this.
See what I mean, though, right?
It ain't no bull, right? No. I'm just saying. The way he be doing that. How you know that? Yeah.
Do we have a ring light?
The one from the back.
Table one. I never saw it.
I'm double checking. As far as this one, are we setting it up for this or that one? The HDMI?
This.
Alright, so that's the older model, right? Yeah, that's 2012. I'll do that.
What in that one?
That one? Mo, I need that.
I'll send this like
Thank you so much. Sorry.
give me the email and send my message.
I need to finesse this. As far as that, here you go.
I gotta send it to that so Jay.
You want to come around, bro? Just so I can set this up real quick? Oh, so I think you should How long?
Yeah. I was gonna ask you to do it. These are the people that talk about this African positivity. This year they did last year. At that location, yeah. It's always 54 years. I'm like 54 years. So Essence Festival and all of that. 54 years right here in Brooklyn. Lauren Hill has been there. Buju Banton has been there. Muta Baruka I met 31 years ago there. Third World, oh yes.
Music and knowledge.
That was something. It rained and they kept playing like nothing, and I was so scared. I thought they were going to electrocute. And I was like, I wanted them to be safe, but I was so torn. But I had the utmost respect for them. They was playing like it wasn't raining at all. They didn't care. They get full 2 hours. That's love. I've experienced an African wedding there. Yes, they had them peppers and I watched water drip from their eyes. It was like, may your love for each other burn like this forevermore.
And so
They had them eat something bitter, and may you never go to bed bitter towards each other. And they were finished. I told my husband it's time for us to do it over because those vows we did was meant nothing. That's so good. And it was also great that 20 years later they came back to redo their vows. And when they redid their vows, they had their children. And it was like, oh, that's the, I mean,
what you working on these days?
That's what that festival entails, all of us. And I believe the reason why they talk about ending it because we ain't shooting each other, looking at each other crazy, and there's black people that like that Guardians and the culture that some people I think in Africa see that international So remember July 4th every year, they do 2-3 days before. Sometimes they do 4 and 5 days before they
Yes.
It's the big 10. So
I've been peeping it, man. Beautiful. Yes, yes. And amazing body of work, man. And yeah. So you and Soleil doing a collaborative piece?
Okay.
Yeah.
Welcome. Okay. No, I'm fluid. It's with me. This.
Okay. Okay.
Griff, you back?
Oh, okay, thank you.
Is it real? Capture it real.
I'm gonna text you from one of my emails. Okay. Thank you. All right. I got one.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the one on the call ID, right? All right, I got it. All right.
Yeah.
Peace, family. Peace, family. Peace, family.
Peace.
All right. I know it's Monday. We gotta shake off the weekend blues or the strong and blues, but give it up for yourselves, please. Clap it up for yourselves for being here. This was one of the most last-minute productions in world history. I promise you. We put this thing together very last minute. However, it was done as a gift and a gift of appreciation for the New York family, right? I literally was going to leave today and go back to Atlanta, but after this strong end at the festival, I said, after being asked 1,000 times, let me and Blue just park up and do something for the New York family. And let's make it donation based so we don't, dig in people's pockets or make it seem like it's some type of money grab.
Right.
Me and Black Dot already had a lecture prepared with Professor Griff, the legend. A legendary lecture that we put together about the P. Diddy trial. And we want you guys to be part of the studio audience. Is that something you want to be a part of?
Yeah.
So clap it up for yourselves, right? We want you to be a part of this history that we're making. We want you to be a part of this special moment that we are creating. And we also want you to bear witness and be a part of 30 plus years of research, because that's what tonight's conversation is going to entail. The brother Black Dot and Professor Griff and me and Blue Pill, along with A.A. Rashid and many other of the decoders, KT the Arch Degree, Noble Lampu, and there are many others who have been beating on the drums for decades upon decades about the power of what we call the hip-hop culture, or what Black Dot calls shit-hop, right? So this also doubles as Melanin Monday IRL, which is in real life. We've been doing this. We've been going state by state, popping up and doing lectures and whatnot, and presentations. And we've been bringing what we feel is the most important part of this community, and that's real life. By a show of hands, how many people want to experience their teachers through the phone or in real life? Right? Last Saturday and Sunday, we went on Stone Mountain with the family, and we experienced a paradigm shift, right? We experienced an upgrade in DNA. Who is in the building? Show of hands, who's in the audience? Who is out there in the A, right? Yeah. So we got family literally right here who brought that energy back to New York City, because this is y'all energy, right? The energy that we brought to Crystal Mountain is old and is due to the family in New York, because y'all are who built us up to take that energy around the world and spread the love and whatnot. And we're not finished. We're going to go to more mounds, and we're going to go to more crystal megalithic structures so we can wake it up. How many people paid attention to the weather since we've been on Stone Mountain? I don't want to say too much because, at the end of the day, it's all about what you see and what the great divine tells you. It's your downloads. It's your interpretation. It's the way that you are interpreting the movie. Because we all could go and watch a movie right now, and we'll all walk out of there with different perspectives as to what it is that we saw. Right. So the perceiver is the believer. What you perceive, you believe. So what we're doing tonight is we're going to establish a narrative about what it is that you just saw in this PSYOP that they called one of the biggest trials of the century. But it was a psychological operation. And by the end of the lecture, we'll understand as to why that is and what that exactly means. But I'm not going to run my mouth. I'm going to bring on who's going to set it off and start it out. the legend himself, the godfather of this thing right here, the one and only Black Dot. Give it up, y'all. Give it up for Black Dot in the building, y'all, please.
Okay. Hopefully I can be seen here. Alright, nah, I'm gonna stand a little bit.
Okay.
Is this Broadway? How do you get the camera? Can the people see me out in Hollywood? Because I can see, it's like it's pointed. Oh, it's pointed. Is that me?
It's your camera.
Oh, it's my camera. Yeah, that.
Bring that with you.
Yeah.
Big dog. There you go.
All right. Shout outs. We're gonna get right to it because this is very, very important. As Red Pill said, the years and years and years of research and what went into this. And I was speaking to Griff earlier and Red Pill and said, sometimes when you know what your mission is, you are thrust into an area that makes you alone. Being God is lonely. And so you may have a truth that needs to be told to our brothers and sisters, but you are so ahead of your time that you look alone and you look crazy. Go back to Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying? Or the Christ consciousness that was being brought about to enlighten, and they look and sound crazy. But when the people catch up to what it is you're talking about, then they want to call you a prophet. I wrote Hip Hop Decoded 20 years ago, 2 decades ago. And when I wrote it, you either got it or you didn't. There was no middle ground. It was circulating in the prisons, and they was either like, yo, your man is bugging. Or, I get it, you said what I was feeling, but I didn't know how to articulate it. And so, I spoke about these sex magic, I spoke about rituals, I spoke about signs, symbols, occultism, simply because the elders were teaching me about it. Bobby Hemmett, Phil Valentine, C. Freeman L., Steve Coakley, Dr. Francis Quest Wilson. All of these elders were teaching what I call at Marvel University. You see, the Marvel Avengers, well, we went to Marvel University and we were taught by Dr. Strange and all of these individuals about a time to come. And that time is now. And so we are here. I'm glad you are here out in the Zoom world. I'm glad you are here. And I want to say this. P. Diddy is being protected by you. I'm going to say that again. P. Diddy is being protected spiritually by you. Now, what do I mean by that? Thought is the only thing that keeps everything in alignment here. It's a stream of thought processes that we interweave together into this reality that we call Earth. And our thought streams together, consciously, subconsciously, superconsciously, infinite consciously, together weave into this reality a specific vibration. And that vibration holds Earth, or what we know as Earth, where it is. So, what I notice about so-called original people, if you feed them, their loyalty can be bought. All right, let me walk with me here before we get into the intricate parts of this. Why is a drug dealer heralded so much in our community? Because he feeds the community. All right, and I'm not even talking about us being just financially poor. Some of us are spiritually poor. So that when a drug kingpin who created havoc in our community for 20, 30 years comes home, he is heralded. He is treated as something great. And all he did was cause destruction. Why? Because he handed out turkeys and he took care of a few people. Right? P. Diddy is one of those individuals that those who are spiritually poor vicariously live their life through. All right? When the city college situation took place, even though he was young, he got off. We were happy because we want to see a young so-called black man thrive. When the Shine situation took place, and he stepped out in that court, in front of that court with his mother, and the world cheered him on for railroading another black man, because he did shoot that girl in her face.
Jesus.
He did reach in J-Lo's bag to get that blicky. He did, right? And his lawyers were so good that they got him off. The confirmation bias that poor people have, we feel like because we can't win, that if we see somebody even destroying our own people, we're the only people who honor and respect people who kill us on a regular basis. Now, with that being said, it lends to, like I said, being spiritually poor. So, what's taking place is, when we might want to act like we don't know that he has something to do with Diddy. Listen, if we go down Diddy's hit list, it's ridiculous. It really is. All right? All the way down the list. Heavy D, all the way down the list. Okay? This man was given a position of perceived power. Right? It's not real power. Right? And in that perceived power, he got a taste of something that he was never, ever going to give up, no matter who had to die. All right? So, as we peel this thing apart, I want to let you know, not you, you're not holding him together, but collectively, a lot of our people are secretly right now cheering for Diddy. Hopes that he get off, hopes that he beat these cases, and then we want to complain about the condition that we are in. And when we look at the power or perceived power that he was given to steer energy, this is all about energy. This is not even about people, right? When you're able to steer energy or harness energy, because that's what this music realm is about. It's about energy and getting you to chant the same songs, the same words over and over and over again, not realizing that your own power is being used for someone else's gratitude, someone else's fortune. All right? And so when the music went from something somewhat positive, or we were trying to project something into a reality that could benefit us, it's no mystery that NWA and a whole bunch of other groups showed up to change the narrative. Once you change the narrative, ball game is over. Once emotion is emitted, emotion will force you to bypass logic. Say that again. Emotion will get you to bypass your logic. Once you bypass your logic, whoever is in control of that narrative is controlling your reality. And so you've seen the rappers do it. Use some of their magic. Rick Ross was real famous at it. He didn't own none of that. And he would go to World Star and put together a video of thoughts that he wanted to project into this reality. And after 2 million views, he actually owned everything that was in the video. All right, that is a form of sorcery. We all do it. When you really, really want something in your life, if you focus on it, it's going to happen. The rate in which it happens depends on the vibration in which you can hold that thought in place. Now, if I can get a hack involved and get everybody in here, plus another 1 million people, to lock into the frequency that I'm on, it just accelerates it faster. And so sorcery, or not even sorcery, that's just magic. You know what I mean? So understanding if we can do that, understanding what these people can do. So, P. Diddy was brought in this. First of all, I didn't watch none of the trial. Can I get a water from somebody or something? Or some cocaine or something?
I got you.
All right, water. Choice is yours. All right, okay, I'm just trying to be funny. Okay, so I didn't watch any of the trial. The minute when I saw what the charges were, that there were a RICO case against one individual with no conspirators with them, there was no need for me to watch. The minute that child trafficking was not included in this case, the minute that all of those celebrities who were on those freak-off tapes were omitted from the situation, I knew the fix was in. Thank you, appreciate you. I knew the fix was in. Once I also figured out that, what's her name, Cromwell, the prosecutor, who her father was, her father controlled the Epstein case. And all of the tapes were missing, or whatever the case. We come to find out today there are no tapes. How about that? The minute I knew that she was in control of this, I knew the fix was in. It's humanly impossible for you to try this man on a case you know you can't win. And only two people showed up, Cassie and whoever the Jane Doe is. Jane Doe. So what we can't do is, I preach this all the time, we cannot abandon our common sense. When we begin to abandon our common sense, now we're dealing with emotion, we're dealing with something else, we lose. And you think it's not hard to abandon your common sense? It's very easy, very easy. You start seeing something over and over again, and you start questioning, like during the whole COVID situation, and people were losing their minds. And all I did was come on my podcast, and I said, all right, let's go with some common sense.
You helped us.
You know what I mean? So you mean I can go into the restaurant, right? But I gotta, if I stand up, I gotta wear my mask, because COVID could get me. But when I sit down to eat, COVID is like, nah, so yeah, you eat. I ain't gonna mess with you right now.
You
know?
eating.
Didn't make sense. When I'm in the airport, I'm 6 feet apart. You know what I'm saying? With a mask, but yet when the plane take off, we in that motherfucker like sardines and shit. Eating snacks and shit. Didn't make sense. And so I ran down a litany of things of that nature, and I'm like, the homeless are still out here. I'm like, this is not making sense. And once my spirit kicked in and said, this ain't what you think it is, it didn't matter. I was outside without a mask, chilling. You know what I mean? Whatever. So we can't abandon our common sense is what I'm trying to say. All right? For those who say, well, there were no celebrities and all of the child stuff was all fake, because that's the confirmation bias kicking in, and it's very strong. Right? So you mean to tell me they raided a double raid, East Coast, West Coast, whatever, raiding his facilities, Army, Brigade, you get out on the floor because he beat up Cassie? That just doesn't make any sense. Obviously, they were there for something else. They got what they were looking for. Diddy learned from the best. Clive Davis and all of them taught him the power of, putting you in compromising situations. That's what they do. That's what Epstein did. That's what Harvey did. They all do it. Diddy's problem was he started believing that he was somebody he was not. But he had a whole bunch of footage. And so they had to move in, get this footage, and then bring him up on some charges just as a part of a humiliation ritual. Because the minute I saw the charges, he gonna beat all that. I'm surprised he's still in there. Unless they have something else coming down the pipe. Because Lil Rod never testified.
Yep.
He was the one who showed the blood, the shooting bodies, Fahim. But they didn't bring him up on nothing. He didn't come, and I was saying that's weird.
Right.
Here it is, you got somebody who's got some damning evidence. Damning footage.
He had it on his phone.
Had it on his phone, the
Right.
whole nine.
Right.
And he's not being brought up. So they are playing this really, really weird game with P. Diddy. Now, we can go into the liquor business, you know what I'm saying? And him, they gave him Ciroc, which is nothing but bullshit. That ain't even really tequila, whatever it is.
Yep,
But his
watered down.
name to it makes it whatever it is. You have the power. They know this. You have the power to put a spiritual charge into anything. This is what advertising is all about.
Right.
This is what, and Michael Jordan in 1984 with Spike Lee demonstrated it. They took a leather sneaker and iconography this thing to a level that's still having residual effects.
Still growing.
It's still growing. When people are mentally, spiritually, psychologically poor, a sneaker means more, a clean sneaker, right? With somebody diving over something symbolically means that I'm going places even though I may not physically be going anywhere, right? And so, and fellas, the first thing the ladies do when they run up on you, they look down. You got on them dirty kicks. Nobody's even you. That's just a fact, right? And so everything they know, so they'll take the create talismans out of Diddy, all of LeBron, and they'll charge them into these products, which give them value that they have no value. So they gave him Ciroc. It was probably sitting around in some warehouse, and said, let's see what you can do with that. And what he did with it was amazing. You know what I mean? Because he had the streets.
Right.
And so Ciroc became a prominent brand, right? Then he wanted to get in business. What was the name of the next liquor? The one.
Diageo.
Yeah, that one.
Diageo.
And he wanted a better deal. And it was like, stay in your place and stick with this nigga juice, whatever it is that, you know, don't try to move yourself up in another realm.
Right.
And as a result, it led to him claiming that he was going to bring them up on racial charges. Now,
Right.
this company is worth $100, $200 billion.
Right.
They don't hang out with regular people. They up in the mountains in Italy somewhere. They do things different.
Differently.
And now you're going to come out and you're going to do that? We can show you how far our reach is within this system. Bear with me. I'm going to lay all this out, and then I'm going to hand it over to Griff, who's going to go to work on y'all. All right? So, all of these things took place. Like I said, the house raid, the baby oil, all of that is an illusion. Keep you involved with something else. And all of these fraudcasters, not podcasters, these are fraudcasters now. All right? They're all frauds. They are paid by either Diddy or Democrats or Republican to get on these platforms because they know where the new energy is. Cool.
Yeah, this is you right here.
Okay, cool. They know where the new energy is. And podcasting after the COVID situation created an outlet because that's what we do. We create industry. We created a whole nother industry called podcasting,
Facts.
just sitting around talking about nothing
Facts.
half the time. You know what I mean? And it created a multi-billion-dollar industry. And as a result, they can't allow free thought in any capacity to rule. So once they started buying on podcasting, I was like, I know what this is about. You know what I mean? So this is what's going on. And the baby oil, that was just slippery slope.
Thank you.
Okay, stay with me. No celebrities showed up to support him.
Kanye West.
If this was just about him beating Cassie, which is wrong, okay, we know that. But if this was about that, all his celebrity people would have been there supporting him. You know, because he remember he said it was a mistake, and you know he lost his mind. So they would have been there to support him.
Chilling.
They all received instruction, you stay away. Because now the feds have got the tapes. The feds got the tapes now. Now, Diddy probably still got a few tapes somewhere if he's smart. Because that's the only leverage he has at this particular juncture and point. All right? So, Diddy started moving in circles that me and you will never know about. Very powerful people. Epstein, Trump, dignitaries, prince, whoever, all of these, you don't get an opportunity to move in those circles unless you have been qualified or disqualified to do so. And we know the rituals that you have to embark upon. They're starting at the south gate. In the south gate. Their goal is to get to the north gate. Once they are in your avatar, hear me clearly. Once they go through the south gate, because you gave them access, and then through certain rituals, they end up at your north gate. You seen Men in Black, the little dude inside the big dude's head. They control you, and you are no longer in control. They spit a few code words in between that to trigger you, to turn you off and on. This is about the collection of souls. You can take it, you can leave it. All right? So, when I also hear, well, they treating the black man different than they treating the white man, good. We should never be held to the standard of a beast, of a devil. That's the part of it that worries me. We keep using Weinstein and Epstein as a goddamn measuring stick on what we should be doing. That's the problem. If we claim that we gods and goddesses, that is a low vibration to even be connected to. So I do not subscribe to, well, look at the treatment he got. That's the treatment they're supposed to get. They beast. The reason these people can control or appear to control Earth is because they have no emotion. They're not connected or tethered to anything. You connected to the trees, the air, the birds, everything. And so you suffer consequences when you are off your rocker, off your vibration, out of sync with what it is that you do. But if you want to participate and play with them, they run you through those initiations for a purpose. You know what I mean? They want you to forget who you are, abandon all you are, then you can play the game that they play and do what it is that they do. And they do some wild, wild stuff.
Fact.
Wild stuff, right? And so the power bestowed upon Diddy to operate in that space, once you know too much, or they figure you are becoming a threat, they come back to get what's theirs. Michael Jackson, Prince, the list goes on and on. It is never yours because that's not why you're here.
And pull up Professor Griffin.
You're here for a far greater purpose than all of that. And I tell people all the time, fame is the devil's vibration, not fortune. You can amass a fortune. Fame is the devil's vibration. They own all the media, all the stations. 6 companies own everything. And that's how they control. And you become an avatar. They don't need to control millions. They can control one of you who has control over millions.
You understand how it works?
No part of your life belongs to you. You think it does. You think it does. What you eat, what you wear, this whole thing is being put on display to keep us focused on something else. Because a shift is coming. We waking up. Not only are we waking up, we feel it. Right? And that's why the YNs are going extra hard right now. That's why you on the Carnival cruise and everybody's wilding because they can hear something that you can't. It's a disturbing vibration that's irritating them because they're not going to make it. So we need to turn them YNs to young nobles, as Red Pill said before. So Diddy is a part of an illustrious circle of people with friends that do very, very weird things. And they collect souls and they all collect secrets on each other. P. Diddy is a CIA agent. I'm going to say it again. Open it up. Thank you. He's a CIA. He has to be. He has to be. All of the things that he has gotten away with, thank you, King, over the years means that there's somebody other than Clive Davis looking out for him. However, understand this too. It could be 2 or 3 agents working a case and don't know it. What was that movie with the Black Panther with Fred Hampton? They both had agents on the case.
Black Messiah.
Right? This is not uncommon. So I also think Cassie was an agent. I think she was the Monica Lewinsky of this situation.
Yep.
Say what you want to say. Right? Then she flipped and played victim consciousness because that emotes emotions within our people. All right? Diddy and them didn't bring one witness to the stand. They didn't have to, because all they did is show the text messages. And these text messages said, you like this, you was in this, in some capacity. Now, I can get very semantic and be like, I don't care if I like the freak off 13 times, the 14th time if I say no, no is no. And you are absolutely correct. And I'm not here to deny any of that. I'm here to tell you that the charges that they should have brought Diddy up on, they didn't.
Right.
I'm here to tell you that this is smoke and mirrors of a part of a humiliation ritual, right? What he's being charged for now, he should be on the street. So you charged him for being a pimp? You charged him for being a pimp and smacking a girl. Wrong things, but that's not enough to keep you locked up in prison. Once he beat the RICO case, which it was obviously, I could have beat the damn RICO case. One man RICO or one man enterprise doing all of this, that don't even make sense. I've seen enough crime shows to know that something else was going on. And so they get him with the Mann Act, which, you know, that's connected to Jack Johnson, 1910. He got blamed for, or really charged for bringing them white women across states. And so they created a law called the Mann Act to put him in his place. All right? And so, again, what we're seeing is a farce. Something bigger is coming down the pipe, I promise you. So this becomes a trigger, and it becomes the end of a cycle. All the celebrity worship that's been going on for the last 30, 40, 50, 60 years, we are now at the end of that cycle. And with Diddy going down, there are going to be a lot of other people that go down with him. You see Tyler Perry's in the news now. It's so many more people. Jay-Z said he didn't even know this nigga. This is what I mean by don't abandon your common sense. His lawyers had the audacity to be like, oh, he don't even know him. He just saw him at a party a couple times. Our people want to believe these things. But this sex trafficking, this child trafficking, this adrenochrome thing is huge. This is a worldwide network. 2 more minutes. All right? It's a worldwide network, and Diddy is in on it. His man, Fahim Muhammad, the head of his security. Okay, you know, he was Michael Jackson's bodyguard when Michael Jackson died. He has no history in bodyguard. He has no training or nothing. How the hell was he the last person to see Michael Jackson alive? He was also there when Kim Porter died. Diddy's girl, he was there. He just purchased land in Texas, right at the border, the Mexican border, where you can climb over the fence and be on his land. He also owns the trucking company. All right? He's the one who Diddy instructs to his people, if anything go wrong, you contact Fahim. He's the cleanup man. All right? So all of this is going to be dealing with trafficking. It's going to be dealing with blackmail. What do I have on you? What don't I have on you? What leverage I have? So pay very, very close attention. But until I'm bringing this back full circle. Until we let go of Diddy, because we give him an something like a halo to operate within space because we secretly rooting for him. We can't have it both ways. And this is why I keep my mouth shut now, because we can't glorify the rapper who spent 30 years destroying our community. We can't glorify the drug dealer. We can't glorify all of these things and then wonder about why we are in the situation we're in, because we look crazy when we do that. You know what I mean? So with that being said, this is the Black Dot. These are my chronicles. This is my story, and I'm going to stick to it. Peace.
Nah. Come on, y'all can do better than that. What we doing? All right. If we have any questions from the live audience, I want to be able to field those questions right now.
Let's do it.
And then we're going to go to the Zoom family, and we'll be able to get